My name is Harry. I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
All right, today is January 4th, 2022. This is video 2, season 2, episode 2 of today's recording for this video. I have not recorded anything for Apu Team Sussex yet. I was trying to finish all the videos that I've already recorded but never edited. So now I'm focusing on the Virginia Goffrey's lawsuit document that was released yesterday regarding her and Epstein and how it relates to Prince Andrew. You could see video episode 1. I just recorded it. I went over the document, and then I have to make a special disclaimer here. As I read the document, I give my humble opinion. This does not qualify me in any shape or form as legal advice. I never take law classes or anything like that, but as I read, I share my opinion here and there. I'm sure there are YouTube channels where legal attorneys go through those kind of things and explain what these kind of things mean. So do not take anything that I said in that video as what is somewhat legal in the books or anything like that. Everything in it is just my humble opinion. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Not any legal advice. All right. With that being said, there were some other tweets that I bookmarked to share with you. So the last video had already hit 1 hour mark, so I stopped it. And let's continue. Let's go on Twitter, see what's going on. All right. This is one of the things that I bookmarked. Okay. That's from E. Jean Carroll. Who is that? 230,000 plus followers. Former Atlantic, Vanity Fair, New York, Elle, Esquire, Rolling Stone, and SNL. Okay. Don't know her. Okay. Followed by T. Michelle, Malcolm Nance. Malcolm Nance is, I follow him, and 10 others that I follow. Okay. So I don't follow this person, but let's read this. Okay. U.S. District Judge Lewis Kaplan says pervy old man can't stop lawsuit from Virginia Robert Goffrey. Okay, maybe I'll read that article. All right, I want all the names, the entire black book, saying Maxwell saying. Okay, if there was evidence that my best friend was involved, I say nail them. Okay, I'm not understanding. The crime was committed against an American. It should be irrelevant where the victim currently lives. Okay, that's January 2nd. So that was before where they threw the case out, where he was saying that, what is it? She's not a citizen or something. And I look it up. She was born somewhere in Sacramento, California or something like that. Some BS. I mean, when they got you and you have no more defense, the only thing you have to throw is the kitchen sink. And I thought that attempt was a kitchen sink for me. Okay, it's not a criminal case. It's civil. Okay, and they are requiring documentation for his alleged inability to not sweat, as he claimed. Thanks for sharing, by the way. Oh, really? They want to... Believe me, in the UK, everything it can be done. Okay, they'll find a doctor to make that happen. All right, Randy Andy and his bag of candy is gonna go through some things. Oh my God. Oh, how it's party. But he kept his valor on. There's the laugh. Cool. Okay, Miss Cow, Happy New Year. Just me, my lady. This fight isn't over. There will be justice. Alright, so let's see. The Times. Prince Andrew has been asked to provide documentary evidence of his alleged inability to sweat and the names of anyone he met at a Pizza Express and working by lawyers for Virginia Goffrey. Oh my God. I'm telling you, this is what I said. He should have listened to his advisors. He said all of this. Now they want to see it. I mean, in the UK, everything can happen. You pay someone a little here and there, and then bam, everything is possible. And on that last video, by the way, video one, there's a small little video clip of that interview, and I went over it. Of course, my humble opinion. So this is the Times. All right. So I branch off a little bit from the original tweet. All right. So this was part of the thing here. Let's see. It was part of the comment, and I click on it, and now I'm branch out. All right. Prince Andrew has been asked to provide documentary evidence of his alleged inability to sweat. That's an end quote, by the way. And the names of anyone he met at a Pizza Express and working by lawyers for Virginia Guthrie. This is someone who, yeah, they look at the video that he did. That's exactly that. They're using his word against him. That's what's happening here. All right, so the thing continues. The lawyers have also demanded any documents related to his, quote, travel to or from the Tramp nightclub, end quote, in London, and any gifts he received from Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, quote, including but not limited to puppets. What? What the hell is that? Okay, this is the interview he shouldn't done. So they're using his own word against him. And this is why that lawsuit is happening, because he said he never met her. And the document between Virginia and Epstein said, you know, you can't bring anybody known and unknown that may relate to that. So he said he never met her. Bam, that's it. That's the ticket for the lawsuit, in my humble opinion. All right, Guthrie, 38, alleged that she was brought to London in 2001 when she was 17 by Epstein and Maxwell, and that she was introduced to the Duke. They went out together to the club where the prince sweated profusely, and then came back to Maxwell's house in Belgravia. She has alleged. So this is where the Pizza Express, he never met her, he never this, he never that, but he's specific, he didn't remember he sweat that day. I mean, my goodness, he shouldn't do that. That interview, that's what got him. Okay, Andrew, who denies the allegation, told Newsnight in 2019 that Guthrie's account of the evening out of the nightclub could not be true, quote, because I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat or I didn't sweat at the time. That's the part here. If you say you never met her, you weren't there at that time to remember recollection things, you know, you weren't there with her. How you remember, oh, I didn't sweat at that time. There it is. They're using his own word against him. That's exactly that. This is why the lawsuit is there. It's what he said in this interview. Okay. He also claimed that on the day in question, he had taken his daughter Beatrice to a pizza express in working Surrey in the late afternoon, that was then at home with his children for the rest of the night. Lawyers for the Duke of York have insisted that the conviction of his friend Ghislaine Maxwell will not affect the sexual abuse lawsuit he is fighting in New York court. And one thing I have to say here, if this document between Epstein and Virginia is supposed to be sealed and private, how is Andrew supposed to know what's in it? How did he know he should not be part of that? He should be covered under whatever agreement was. It was until recently the thing made public. He shouldn't know about it. How did he know? And I did say these guys are gonna out it themselves before the thing even went to court. How did he know what was in there? How did he know he was covered under that agreement? He has nothing to do with Epstein and Virginia. Okay, we know. I'm talking in terms of the agreement. Okay, the paperwork, the wording. Andrew's name is nowhere in the paperwork. All right. So how did he know he is protected under this agreement? Because this document was supposed to be sealed, and it was to be between the attorneys that represent Epstein and Virginia. And how did he know? How did he know this was the agreement? That's all I'm saying. Okay, so he put himself in more shackles in a way. Okay, Andrew's lawyer insists that it will have no impact on the case. Quote, there are two separate cases, end quote, a source for his legal team said. Okay, obviously it is two separate things. All right, Andrew's lawyer argued that the Duke, who denies the allegation, is protected from litigation under a seal settlement agreement Godfrey signed with Epstein. And this is the seal agreement that was in what is it? They released, and I just read in video one. Okay, I read the entire thing, and I, of course, to my humble opinion, end there. All right, and this is where I put my disclaimer: do not take it. Whatever I said that is off of the script of the document, don't take whatever I said as legal advice. Okay, I just do my humble opinion in there. All right, this week, two federal judges ordered that the agreement be unsealed next Monday. All right, which was yesterday, and it has been released. And the thing is that when I read the document, it says it should not be made public by anybody or anyone or whatever. It can only be seen through the eyes of whoever is involved. But, and also one of the disclaimer that was there, unless it has to do with government or something like that. Was it a legal issue? All right, so they went to the court and have it released, and this is why I was able to see it. All right, because the two judges said release it. All right, see video one. I think I brought this to my attention when I got to it. Okay, this week, two federal judges ordered that the agreement be unsealed next Monday, which was yesterday, a day before a hearing at which Andrew's American lawyers will seek to have the case thrown out. They also argue that the court in New York cannot hear the case because Godfrey resides in Australia. Yeah, this I think I come across something already that threw this nonsense out of. They threw that out already. All right, and this was on December 31st, by the way, and today is January 4th that I'm reading that. Okay, read the full story here. All right, there's him. He cannot sweat. Oh my goodness. Okay, the Photoshop. Okay, it's Photoshop the original with his daughter. Well, I don't know. Okay, let me just say I don't know. I don't know. Prince Andrew is busy looking up doctors that can clog pores. I know, that's what I think too. This is why I said, you know, in the UK, they'll find anybody to do some nonsense. And the only thing I would say, well, then again, is in the UK. It's just if something like that were to happen to a doctor in the US, and then you lie on such document, you could lose your license. So this is something they need to be careful. I don't know how it works in the UK. All right, so don't put your name in this mess. Everybody will just stay away. All right, so is Prince Andrew now saying he did sleep with the victim, but he's provided immunity from prosecution by this agreement, all right, that was made? Or is he saying he didn't sleep with her, in which case surely the agreement is irrelevant? I'm confused. You see, every reasonable people is saying that. If you say you never met her, so why are you, I mean, just prove yourself. Oh my goodness. All right, that's it. The picture says it all. Look at where he's in here. What is it? There's a picture I have. Who is it? Oh, Keanu Reeves. When he takes picture with fans, especially women, he will put his hand around, pretend he's hugging them, but you could see the space, between his hand and the person's body. He doesn't physically touch them. He showed that he's hugging them, but physically he's not touching them. I have pictures of that. So I'm telling you, those people with good core values know what to do and things like that. All right, so let's read some more, and then that's it. He's toast. Okay, he has the British establishment protecting him. Photo of Prince Andrew not sweating, having fun. My goodness, taking those young girls. Okay, gonna make you sweat. Everybody dance. Oh, by CC Music Factory feed. Okay, Freedom William. All right, let's go to the next one. Let me save that because I branch out, but I'm gonna put it on the timestamp as well, and I'm not going back to the other one where I started. So let's go to the next tweet that I bookmarked. Okay, invisible contract and full display. The entire British establishment is protecting Prince Andrew. All right, so this person is showing videos. You see all the newspapers over there. Nothing about what happening with Prince Andrew. Nothing. Okay. All right. Interesting. The tabloid normally love a juicy and scandalous story for the front pages. Not one, but the Times covering development in Prince Andrew's legal case with Godfrey so close to the Ghislaine conviction. Epstein, instead, it's crickets, including from the board sheet. All right, let's see. It's 12 seconds. Nothing. There's nothing there. Everything but that. All right, so that's what he's doing. Let me go into that thread. All right, so there's no comment under it, but let's go into that thread. Okay, I just read this. Oh, this one was bigger than the other one. Nothing. NHS crisis. Okay, nothing. Nothing. That's the invisible contract. All right, so let me read some stuff here. Only the time when a front cover story about the veteran commanding Prince Andrew should step down from his role as colonel in the regiment. All right, so that's that. But guess what? They want to take Harry's stuff away, all his honors and everything. They strip him off of all of that. But this one, my goodness. All right, let's see here. The whole world is watching how that country respond to these crimes. We all discussed it. Okay, invisible contract working overtime. Shocking to no one paying attention. British royal family is a fraud. All right, there's some more comment into that. Okay, plus it is very telling how the Sun and the Daily Star frequently have cartoon images marking Harry and Meghan, yet not a word, let alone an image for Prince Andrew. More proof and another example of the invisible contract. But okay, next comment. But you wait till Meghan eat one California taco with some guacamole. Meghan Markle has single-handedly doomed planet Earth. Front page. All right, so let me go to the next tweet. I think tomorrow I'll record for not RPUT, I'm saying, for PYTE channel. All right, but this one is gonna take probably most of my time to edit and put it out. Next tweet. Okay, new 2009 agreement between Virginia Robert Godfrey and Epstein. Key paragraph below releasing unnamed second parties and unnamed defendants. Prince Andrew's lawyer argued that this agreement means Virginia can sue him or hold him liable for anything. I think I responded to that, didn't I? Because this is where I think I said, all right, because he said he never met him. Because this is pretty much nullifying him. Let's see here. Let's read this paragraph here. I read everything in video 1, episode 1, by the way. So this one, let me read that. Hereby reminds release, acquit, satisfy, and forever discharge the said second parties and any other person or entity who could have been included as a potential defendant, other potential defendants. This is where they're covering all of their bases and all of their clients. But guess what? But Prince Andrew came out and said he never met her. So which means he never part of this. So now he's going to have to prove himself how he never met her. That's all. Okay, from all and all manner of action and actions of Virginia Roberts, including state or federal cause and causes of action, common law or statutory, suit, debt, dues, sums of money, account, reckoning, bonds, bills, it went on. So I threw my humble opinion on that in video 1. All right, so they cover all of their bases, pretty much. All right. One UK lawyer, Daniel Barnett, says he thinks in UK this document will not protect Andrew, but he does not know US law. Okay, but Andrew has no recollection of ever meeting her. Yep, that's the thing. They're using his own word against him. That's how he's gonna lose that case, because that specific thing, the agreement that Virginia had with Epstein, pretty much covers him. He's right. He probably was covered under it. But he came out and said he never met her. So that disqualified him automatically. All right. And then he said he never sweat at that specific time that they mentioned, you know, that Virginia said he was with her and he was sweating. And guess what? He said he never sweat. So now you entangle yourself even more. Okay, where is Robert Jobson when you need him? Wasn't he saying that Andrew wasn't guilty and that the photo has been doctored? Okay, how is it legally binding if she was a minor? In New York, 17, that happened when she was 17. Let's see, what can I say about this? But if that was against her own will, So it's not, I guess she could say as rape because she then, I don't know. I don't know about this. The lawyers know about that more than I do. Why various, various circumstances that could make it voidable. Right. I seem to remember that from my study of the UCC for my CPA exam that contracts covering illegal activities or against public policy are voidable. Oh, okay. See, that's why I say I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know. So anything, okay, I seem to remember that from my study of the UCC for my CPA exam that contracts covering illegal activities or against public policies are voidable. Okay, okay, I learned something new here. Maybe that's what it is. They did their illegal activities and then they create a contract out of it. So this is automatically void. And that's probably why the, how do you call this? The judges, I think there were two judges who reviewed the contract and said, make it public. Okay, there's checking here. Sure seems like a voidable contract. Okay, let me read that one. This is what happens when you have smart people and things. All right, what are some other examples of illegal contracts? Some other common example of illegal contracts include 1. Contracts for the sale or distribution of controlled substances such as drugs or drugs paraphernalia. Okay, agreement made for illegal activities, there it is, which may include, there it is, she's right, prostitution or gambling, and 3. Employment contracts that permit the hiring of underage workers. So she probably could fall under these two here. So this contract is void. So her lawyers know. Virginia lawyers know. That's what it is. Prostitution, there it is, or gambling. If this is true, okay, again, I have to do my opinion. Not everything you see on the internet is true. So if this is true, that contract no longer is void. It's void. And then not only that, it's between Epstein and Virginia and the state of Florida. Okay, so it doesn't apply in New York, California, New Mexico, North Dakota, or any other place, just in Florida. But reading this, okay, but then again, different states have different laws. This is why, let's say, a lawyer in New York cannot, if they didn't take the exam in Florida, cannot practice law in Florida. That goes with architecture as well. So when I was ready to when I was studying to take my exam for architecture, which I never did, by the way, and I decided to do it in New York because all of my experiences were in New York. So if, for instance, someone hired me, let's say if I have my license and someone in California hires me, I cannot do it because I didn't take the exam in California to do it. So this is where the jurisdiction happened. If this applies for all state, that's a different story. Or if it's just for New York, then it applies to that. All right, so this is a disclaimer that I'm throwing here. Okay, sometimes a contract will refer to a subject matter that is not specifically prohibited by law, but is nonetheless against public policy and principles of fair dealing. These contracts will also fall under the category of illegal contracts and are also not enforceable. So this is why the, how do you call this? The judges made them release it, make it public, because it was an illegal contract due to prostitution. So it's not enforceable. So there's this person is good. I think that, I was going in a different direction with it. So that would be Virginia Godfrey's argument. This is prostitution. And then the part that I was going for in my non-educational of the legal system was that they were using Andrew's words against him, where he said he never met her. And then the contract said anyone that relate to Epstein and this and that, whatever the contract said. But this pretty much is more of a done deal. So they have two arguments here. This one that's on the screen, and then Andrew's word against him. Okay, an example of a contract that is void because it violates public policy is a contract that forces the party to perform labor that will amount to slavery. Wow. Okay, another example include covenant not to compete that are overboard and scope and will violate the notion of freedom of competition among businesses. I don't know. As I'm reading this part, that's where I was thinking of Britney Spears for some reason, where they're forcing her to do things, and they claim she can't take care of herself, but yet they were forcing her all of this. So this is where, how do you call this? Britney Spears part come into play. It was like a form of slavery, make her do some work and all of that. All right, so let's not shift here. All right, let's continue. Therefore, even if the subject matter of a contract is not specifically mentioned in any statutes, a court may still treat them as if they are illegal when they create circumstances that will violate public policy. If such a scenario occurs, the court will not enforce the contract. I think this is it. I think this is it. This is why her lawyer is pursuing that. And also, let's not forget, is that Virginia Garvey's attorney were trying to get in touch with Prince Andrew to answer some question. I'm saying this because it was in some document that she filed the suit. But Prince Andrew trying to avoid her. Instead, he went on national TV to explain his part. Through that, he actually tangled himself more where he said he never met her, which in part nullify some part of that contract that Virginia had with Epstein. Okay? And then this here pretty much is a done deal. And I think this is why the two judges allowed that contract to be made public. Yep. If this person is right, that's let me bookmark this so I could retweet it later. Okay, that's the verb. Technically, she was 17 in New York, and 17 is legal. But if it was prostitution, she then, how do you call this? She did not want to do that. She even tried to avoid them. All right, let's see here. But she was trafficked, you see? And trafficked human can't consent. That's exactly that. Okay, I didn't realize you could release unnamed, unknown party forever, and a general release seems weird because you may not have even known their names at the time. Doesn't seem she had the best lawyer. Okay, I said that in video 1, or did I even say it at the beginning of this? I don't think she had the good lawyer. Yeah. Okay, probably that lawyer was working with Epstein as well. All right, FYI, her lawyers was paid for by Epstein. Yeah, I don't think she had the best lawyer looking out for her best interests. And then they cover all of Epstein bases where she cannot sue for any medical reason. She cannot sue all sort of stuff. Every basis were covered but hers. And then they only give her $500,000. That's not enough. Okay, she appointed her own independent lawyer who invoiced Epstein for their services. This is a standard practice in all settlement agreement. So I don't know who gave her that lawyer. Okay, so I'm not gonna say, but from what I read, I don't think that was a good lawyer. Okay, I know that is not standard practice in all settlement agreement from personal acknowledge, not because I'm a lawyer. Okay, is she a lawyer? Okay, wife, Wyoming voter, stepmom, two grown kids, grandmother. Okay, never Trumpers, family, lovers, Okay, it doesn't say anything. Okay, usually, I mean, I'm not expecting. I just wanted to see if put her business kind of thing. Usually some tweeters, pretty much their description is part of their business, meaning whatever they do for work. Okay, you're confusing. Okay, Epstein had a similar agreement in the Acosta deal in Florida. So if he and Maxwell could still be charged, then I think the same legal standard will work. Yeah, from what I've read with that, let's do this. From this, and I think this thing is null. Anyone that that was trafficked can easily bring any lawsuit to any of these people. All right. If she was 17, legal consent age in New York, then what case do they have? The unseemliness of it all is not enough. It must be illegal to count. All right. The human trafficking is illegal, and New York paying for sexual services is illegal. Yep. All right. This is the most unenforceable settlement agreement ever drafted, and yet, all right, what makes something like this unenforceable? This is not meant as a challenge or request for advice, just an interesting person that doesn't know. All right, let's go into that little thread and see. Let's expand that as well. There's 4 comments. All right, I'll go back after this. All right, what makes this unenforceable? This is not meant as, okay, that's what I just read. Okay, you can't release random people who aren't parties to an agreement or bound by one of the parties to an agreement, like an employee. It's the most basic of contract law principles. All right, let's see. The purpose of a general release is exactly to release people that are not party to an agreement that you hadn't anticipated. Otherwise, such parties will have been nominated. And the thing is that the only name that I saw in that agreement is Epstein and Virginia. All right? Epstein and Virginia. So I think Virginia was abiding by that contract. All right? But the thing is that she wanted to get in touch with him, and then he's running away. So he didn't hurt. His name was not in the contract. Okay, but how do the non-parties have standards to challenge the agreement? Okay, it's like signing a waiver for a sex party, then finding out the guest of honor is Gary Ridgway. Okay, I don't know who's Gary Ridgway. No idea who Gary Ridgway is, but she signed something that on the face of it prevent her from suing anybody connected to Epstein. This is where, what is it? This is where Andrew bring himself in, because he said he never met her. Okay, so if Virginia is connected to Jeffrey Epstein, and then he went on national television and said he never met her, so he pretty much tell people that he's not part of this. Okay, he's not part of that contract. All right, this is the way that I see it, and now he has to prove himself. Okay, if you never met her and she's saying she met you, I mean, he pretty much eliminated himself from that contract. That's my humble opinion. Plus, what that screenshot that I just read, what considerable avoidable contract, if this is true by law in the U.S., so that contract is not valid because it was to sex trafficking kind of thing. All right, she can of course sue anybody without involving Epstein, which is pretty difficult to do with this case. All right, I mean, the lawyers know. They know what they're doing. All right, St. Prince Andrew will be embarrassed now to claim he was potential defendant. Okay, 100%. All right, so with that being said, I'm leaving this thread alone. Let's go to a next tweet that I bookmark. All right, there's another person who released. Okay, who tweeted about it. With release of settlement between Epstein and Prince Andrew's accuser, we see he is relying on, quote, potential defendant, end quote, as his get out of clause. Well, he never met her. There it is. Okay, there it is. This is the part that actually got him. Well, he never met her. He was in Pizza Express, so it's difficult for him to argue he was a potential defendant. Exactly. You can't have your cake. That's exactly that. And I saw it right away. All right, let's read this here. The settlement wording says she discharges, quote, potential defendant, end quote, from any U.S. legal action, including damages, claims, dating, quote, from the beginning of the world, end quote. All right, and continues, quote, it is further agreed that this settlement agreement represents a final resolution of a disputed claim and is intended to avoid litigation. This settlement agreement shall not be construed to be an admission of liability or fault by any parties. Yeah, he put himself in it. This is exactly that. The minute I heard it, this is what I got from it. All right, this person continued with his thread. Of course, a defendant can have multiple defenses. You can say you weren't there. You can say, if I was there, then I didn't. Okay, I did nothing, etc. The court of public opinion might have a different view. As I said, relying on agreement to which he was not a party might be more troublesome for him. Okay, He continued, Prince Andrew relied on an agreement made by a pedophile with one of his victims is a really bad look. All right, let's just read what's there. Okay, how did Prince Andrew become a potential defendant of a case between a woman he's never met, a criminal he says was not his close friend? He'll need to explain how he gets to fall into this category when he claims to be innocent. All right, let's go into it. This is where I went in. All right, I say here, this exact point I believe opens the door for the lawsuit. Virginia's lawyer tried to get in touch with him. Instead of facing them, he did the interview. Because of what he said in the interview opens the door for this lawsuit. He should have listened to his advisors to not do the interview. Tap, 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 case closed. That was me. 5 people like it. Oh, there's a laugh. This is what everyone laughs. He was told of the secret, not after dark, but by chatting to Epstein in Central Park. Yeah, there's picture of him in Central Park. I mean, the main thing is he shouldn't have done that interview. That's all. But through that interview, they're using his word against him. Plus, that contract, that screenshot that I just read, if it's true, is even solid than what I was saying. It's more solid proof that the judge is not gonna look at that contract. All right, they voided already. Okay, how and why does Prince Andrew know detail of confidential agreement between convicted pedophile and one of his victims, trying to use agreement as quote get out of jail free card and quote doesn't pass the smell test. All right, surely he's a defendant because he has been accused. All right, so there's more comment to that. Let me go to the next tweet that I bookmark. I'm telling you, people are bringing some really interesting points on this thing here. Next one. All right, not sure who comes out of this worse, the royal family for wanting to bury the Prince Andrew story, or ABC putting access to those pair of airheads, Wills and Kate, over outing a pedophile. Let's see here. 567 followers. I'm not following this person. Blades banter, bit of politics and modern culture. General FC, pre-COVID commuter. Pre-COVID commuter. So meaning that before COVID he was traveling, but now he's not traveling. Expat and Jagona. All right, let's read this. I just read that. So he retweeted one of the squad's thing. This is the video from ABC broadcaster. She said that they were threatening by Buckingham Palace if they broadcast Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein story. They backed out because they were afraid of not interviewing Prince Andrew and Kate Middleton. All right, so this is where he's saying about the Wills and Kate. All right, who's worse by using this here. I mean, let's listen to this. 1 minute and 19 seconds.
I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story.
They always thought like they don't know. If they just skip with that narrative, that would be good. Pretend you don't know. But as people opening doors, they're looking deeper in, and then they start changing their stories. Let's listen.
The palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways.
I mean, I swear, if that was the thing, trying to threaten them, okay, I would say bring it on, because if you have the thing, go ahead. That will be more stories for you guys. I mean, if you definitely stand by it, if you know if it's your truth. So let's listen.
We're so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story.
They won't be able to interview Kate and William. Oh my goodness, this is why this guy said a family wanting to bury Prince Andrew's story, or ABC. Okay, what is it? Not sure who come out of this worse, the royal family for wanting to bury the Prince Andrew story, or ABC putting access to those pair of airheads, Will and Kate, over outing a pedophilia. That's the thing here. All right, let's continue this.
And then Alan Dershowitz was also implicated in it because of the plane.
Okay, this Alan Dershowitz, who went on BBC. There was some explanation of sorry BBC put on. BBC put on Twitter for bringing him on. He was part of the whole thing. All right, they did their convenient truth. My goodness.
So she told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything. I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail, and now it's all coming out, and it's like these new revelations, and I freaking had all of it. I'm so pissed right now. Like, every day I get more and more pissed, because I'm just like, oh my God, what we had was unreal. Other women backing it up. Hey, yep, Brad Edwards.
Yeah, like she was saying, they sort of interrupt her. Like she had other women who will comment, she will report about them and stuff like that. And plus, Virginia was hiding. And this is, oh my God, this is crazy. This is crazy.
The attorney 3 years ago saying, there will come a day when we will realize Jeffrey Epstein was the most prolific pedophile this country has ever known. I had it all 3 years ago.
Wow. All right, let's read some of the comment here. The part that stick out is that William and Kate Middleton are frontline protection for Prince Andrew. Prince William has never objected to being used thus. All right, thank God Harry and Meghan are out of there, because if they were still in the UK, their name would be splashing left and right. Thank God. We need to keep on praying for them. All right, let's see here. I think they're downplaying what the actual threat was. Their CEO, I did look into that back then. At that time, their CEO is British, and they will have likely threatened to make him persona non grata back home. He will likely get a future gun for doing this though. Yeah, I did look at it, and I think when I first came across that video, I went to look at who was the CEO of ABC during that time. And I look at it, it was a British guy. That's what I thought. Yeah, I look at some of my old videos. I don't even know which one it's in. If it's in RPU Team Sussex or Pure YTE. Also, how much access to Prince William and Kate Middleton did ABC get after shelving the Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew documentary? I don't remember even one interview feature exclusive story documentary. The royal family protect their pedos from Mountbatten to Andrew. All right, that's what I find baffling. Access to fumbles and mumbles as a prize. Exactly. Okay, it's not about interview with Wills and Case. The guy who's head of ABC really wants honor from the royal family. It's really important for wealthy Brits to become SR. What's SR stand for? They live and die for that. Really? Is it one of those little medals, shiny medals they get? Wow. They prefer abjects than saving young kids. Okay, I mean, some Brits, not all, some Brits need to really look deep into their soul. What is important to them? Where are their core values? Some have it, by the way. All right, some Brits have it because they're fighting. But there are some who have the mic who, my goodness, they have no core values whatsoever. Wow. All right, people have known about Epstein for years. These news outlets are, as usual, complicit liars. Okay, too bad these or pictures can be shown. Everything needs to come out. The palace is trash. Okay, I tell you, everything is gonna crumble. Okay, I think beyond a doubt it's the royal family, but ABC showed themselves to be gutless. Give them credit for coming back with the story a few years later, but they need to do better. The public deserve to know the truth. Yeah, when I first came across it, I did look who was the CEO of ABC. When I look into the background of that, and I saw he was a Brit, and I said, oh, this is why. I didn't know anything about them wanting medals or anything like that. But when you realize they were Brits, this is why they had to scratch it. Okay, so did any award-winning interview come out of ABC? They play nice for nothing. Serve them right. Yep. All right. The more mud they sling at Harry and Meghan, the more it sticks to them for covering up, cash for honors and access, shielding the pedophile and their myths, and ignoring adulterous affair by the future head of the Church of England. That's pure evil. You know, when they say the snakes pretend to be something else, this is what it is. They want to show people they are close to God, but they the devil pretty much. All right, the royal family sense it's more proof that they could have the racist abuse of Meghan and they chose not to. The clip shows they have power and clout to protect members of their family. Yeah, more things is revealing. Meghan did say that in their interview with Oprah. Now we know it's real. Yep. All right. Don't look. Don't look now. But there's a convicted sex trafficking felony standing behind Prince Andrew. That says a lot. Yep. All right. Let me move on. Whatever you see on the screen, that's it. I'm 44 minutes. Let's see the next one here. This is crazy. All right. So I showed this already. So I'm not gonna go over that. All right. I went over that. Is it this video? I think it was this video. So this one is out. All right, next tweet. This is so much bigger than Prince Andrew. Okay, this is much bigger than Prince Andrew's next. Epstein and Maxwell are just one part of a much larger and disgusting history of the royal family has with sexual assault and pedophilia. Prince Andrew isn't a black sheep. He's been raised like this. That's for sure. That is for sure. All right, exactly. Harry seems to be the only one properly disgusted with the whole thing. So Harry gets pushed out and branded the bad one for daring to question the status quo, and Andrew is protected because Andrew's conduct is the status quo. You see, more things coming out, and this is what I'm saying. In one of my last video, actually is in one of the video for January 31st, because that was the last one that I edited. And I was like, I can't believe how he got out of this. I don't understand how Harry was able to get out of this, because everything around him were nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. All right, let's see here. This is what happens when you enjoy privilege at the highest level, and the only acceptable response being, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. We do whatever we wish to do with whoever we wish, whenever, wherever, and at a time of our choosing. Yep, this is only the beginning. Okay, absolutely. There are way too many pedophiles associated with that family. Seville even boasted about sneaking in a girl at the palace to meet Prince Philip. Look at his uncle. Okay, why are the people fascinated with this disgraceful family? Their behavior disgusting and criminal. Everything they are exposed. They show themselves with fancy titles, diamond tiara, expensive accessories, and taxpayers' expense. All right, I didn't look into this. What is this? Queen's relative sentenced to 10 months in prison for sexual assaulting woman at castle. I covered that as well. Okay, I have a video of it. It may not be in this channel. It might be on PYTE channel. All right, I covered that. The victim still, quote, has nightmare and feel panic, and quote, Sheriff Alastair Carmichael said at the sentence. All right, let's go to the next tweet. Where is it? What did I do? I did something here. Let's go add it one. All right, next tweet. There's this. In wake of Ghislaine Maxwell conviction, Buckingham Palace tried to rewrite its sordid role in the Prince Andrew cover-up. Anonymous sources pretend there was no connivance. Rather, things got out of hand because ducal arrogance by Joseph de Burka. Let's see here. I'm not going to read the article. Thank you for good article. Andrew and Cambridge's disgrace of humanity. Please will you be kind and delete link in this article which suggests Meghan has to give testimonies. UK took her collectively almost to suicide, or give link there. You defended her. So Archie is not monkey. But anyway, what else do they have here? These are all just, my goodness, pedophile. Okay, I'm not even gonna go on this. Okay, they seem really stunned that an aristocrat was found guilty. Since that will hardly happen in the UK, they are beginning to realize that the US will not show them the same difference. They will not show them the same difference. I think that for the first time, the firm is getting nervous about Andrew's faith. All right. Guess what? If it was another country, you know, who's not that powerful or something like that, believe me, they will not even care what exists there. All right. But the U.S. is one of those superpowers, so they have to be afraid of that. All right. Oh my. Okay. Oh my God. Why are so many pedophiles associate with the royal family. The portion about Lord Mountbatten is truly shocking. Boys as young as 8 years old. Sheesh. Okay. So many nuns, even and the clergy, like Andrew's father, Keith Glee. Allegedly, I'm just reading this. All right. Prince Charles, Bishop Peter Ball. It's like a degenerate cult. Charles even tried to interfere in a child abuse investigation of Prince, was it P. Ball, and gave him a house. Yeah, I think I read something like this from Anonymous, and I never showed it. Let's see, Charles, my shame over Pervy Bishop. What is this? Okay, pedophile priest called a saint by the establishment and victim by Charles, who gave him cash after police caught him. Wow. Jeez. Wow, wow, wow. Let's see. Pedophile priest who sexually abused at least 5 boys at the elite Lakefield College School via this. Okay. How a royal gift exposed sexual abuse at an elite Canadian school. All right, this 2017, Prince Andrew wanted to memorialize his friend and former chaplain at Lakefield College School. The result tribute prompted Father Keith Glitz. Okay. Oh my God, he probably, I mean, like you said, one of the comments that I read, they live for those little medals. So he was living peacefully. So to get those little medals disturb his little peace of mind. He want that medal, so they expose him. Okay, Prince Andrew, other pedophile friend, prep school priest who came to his 1986 wedding to Sarah Ferguson. Okay, Andrew tribute to the chaplain at Canadian prep school he attended prompted the man's alleged victim to finally come forward. The audacity, they don't know how to live in peace. If you know you did this thing, just say no, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't want things to come out. Oh my goodness. Okay, what about those dead bodies that keep turning up on palace ground? When are those going to be investigated? Reading this and learning about the abuse of children, even 8 years old, allowed to happen, and the cover-ups behind it and the royal family literally makes me sick. One of the things that whatever, I mean, they prep themselves up so high, when it's time for them to crash, they're gonna fall really hard, really hard. And it's starting to happen. Okay, it's like the suspense movie, but it's real. Quote, Palace of Discord and Deception, Prince William's official cover-up for his pedophile uncle. Buckingham Palace is trying to throw Prince Andrew to the wolves. Lies are being told about the Epstein-Maxwell cover-up. End quote. All right, continues. The truth could draw Prince William into the scandal. Queen Elizabeth is being treated as a lame duck monarchy by opportunistic courtiers with an eye to pleasing Prince Charles. In addition, the UK media is afraid to investigate a second potential scandal linked to Prince Andrew. Wow. OMG, thank you for being a vessel to shine the light on these evil, sickening, disgusting, inexcusable, unforgivable, reprehensible, despicable, vile, hateful, heinous, odious, excruciatingly painful, unspeakable act, and the people behind them. God's will be done. Amen. Wow. Okay, if the royal family think the people are going to forget that they were part of the cover-up, they are delusional. All right, I went over this already. All right, let's move on. All right, I'm almost finished. Family full of pedophile and child traffickers. Harry got his wife and kids away from this cesspool. Yep, shocking. How shameful not. Their attempt at PR is pathetic. Oh, all right, let's see. Next one. I'll tell you, each time I think about it, I don't know how he did it. And then the last thread of dignity the royal family had and what they did to Harry pretty much opened the door for this. Opened the door for this. And thank God Harry and Meghan left, like this comment said. Next tweet. All right. Pedophile Jeffrey Epstein and sent a portion of this year hidden at his mother's house because he was trying to avoid a rape case, yet he is still retained his title. Okay, so that's that. Prince Andrew is reportedly hiding out at his mom's house. September 8, 2021. Let's see. What comment do they have here? All right, let's read this. All right. Prince Andrew kept his title despite inviting Epstein to his daughter, Princess Beatrice's 18th birthday party while Epstein was facing child abuse charges. Look at them. All of them pedophile. All of them. All right. There's a New York Post article here. All right. The royal family allowed Prince Andrew to keep his title even when it was revealed that Prince Andrew successfully lobbied local government officials to enlighten Epstein's sentence for child abuse. Yep, I keep on mentioning this. Let's see here. Prince Andrew helped secure Jeff Epstein's plea deal by lobbying the U.S. government newly unsealed legal papers claim. All right, what date? No date, no date, no date. I don't know if the one that just happened on Monday. The Duke of York famously said he did not regret his friendship with the New York pedophile during a BBC interview last year. He now faces allegation he used his position as a member of the royal family to try to get a lenient sentence for Epstein, though friend says he denies the allegation. I mean, it's like he doesn't want any consequences. Everything he does, he just want it to happen without any pushback. All right, so I'm not going to go through all of, what are these? There he is. All right, let's go up. Okay, I'll get to it. I did this already. Okay, besides Prince Andrew's Epstein problems, I could also spend hours diving into his shady bank dealing like the one he had with Bank Haviland. All right, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Let's see.
So the story is about the rise of David Rowland, the son of a scrap metal dealer from South London who rose to become the confidant to Prince Andrew.
He'd acquired this Luxembourg bank, Kaupfing Bank, and they proceeded to turn Kaupfing, Luxembourg, into what they now called Bank Haviland. Wow. Prince Andrew had become some kind of a roving ambassador for the Rowlands.
You know, with their unofficial door opener, Prince Andrew, they kind of went around the world hoovering up clients from among the ranks of the world's sort of worst kleptocrats and criminals.
Wow.
I don't think anyone comes out.
Wow. I mean, this is good journalism. There's one government, a country, where the U.S. and pretty much U.S. ally think as a threat. As I start looking more into different things, and I have to question my own government and say, why do you think this particular government is a threat to you? When I'm not saying everything. Believe me, these are things that are being run by humans. Humans are not perfect. They will do shady things that I will not agree with. But the kind of behavior and action the U.S. have carried out around the world is not the same as that. Let's see how they carry out moving forward, because I could see the dominoes starting to fall. Right? We shall see. What do the people are saying? What happened to Bojo with the parties and stuff like that? I don't hear much about it. Well, I haven't heard much about it. So these people, I don't know. Let's see how this move forward.
Well out of this tale. Prince Andrew certainly does not come out well.
You have the Queen's favourite son going out and basically being a glorified salesman for this really quite dodgy bank.
Wow, wow, wow.
We thought it'd be absolutely fascinating to start having a better, more in-depth look at what is Bank Haviland, who are the Rowlands, and what is their relationship with Prince Andrew.
So David Rowland had very humble beginnings. He left school at 16. He's a short guy, barrel-chested. He's got a kind of near-permanent scowl on.
Barrel-chested. Oh, barrel-chested. Okay, that's a new thing for me. All
his
right.
Face. He peppers his speech with foul expletives. He's a rough character who's done very well for himself. By the 1990s, he was well off enough to set up a family office. And this family office was not just handling his own money, it was almost like a shadow banking operation.
They would provide finance loans to the types of people who couldn't otherwise get it, but that were very wealthy. Not many people in the UK would have heard of him until probably about late 2010s, around that sort of time, when a lot of these stories started coming about his friendship with Prince Andrew.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Let's see here. Prince Andrew helped a secret Luxembourg bank whose sketchy cared the battle of royal friendship with a financier. David Rowland led cachet of banker at Haviland. Let me bookmark this.
So the story is about the rise.
All right, let's see here. His dealing with banker at Haviland has recently resurfaced in the news after Tory donor paid off his £1.5 million loan from that bank. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I don't know if I'm ever going to get to this, but I'm bookmarking them. Okay, I could also spend hours talk about various friendship with oligarchs, dictators, and gun smuggling who have provided him gifts and loans in times of need because he constantly had money problems despite his large allowance, a house provided to him by his mother and the taxpayers. My God. My God. Wow, these people are looking out for themselves, but they're putting the country in danger. The things, the dealing that they're doing. One of the things that I said is like when they go out to speak on behalf of the country, what sort of a deal are they making for the country as a whole? Oh my God, this is gonna crash really hard. And I think, let me mute this for a second. I'm gonna show that video. And the thing is that when you know who's gonna suffer if those push come to shove is the country as a whole. These people have benefited to in every corners. Oh my God, oh my God. The UK is in deep shit. All right, they don't want to put what's his name, Charles, involved because he's the future heir. It's like a teamwork right there. I mean, he's probably part of it too, but it's for the firm as a whole. But they don't want to put what's his name, the other one's face into those kind of deal that they're making. Charles, that is. All right, let's listen. Almost 2 minutes.
Prince Andrew was plagued with controversy. In 2007, the Duke and Duchess of York's marital home, Sunninghill Park, was sold. It had been a gift from the Queen, and the unusual circumstances surrounding the sale prompted further criticism about Andrew's business dealings.
When their marriage broke down and it came to selling the house, it took a long, long time, and Andrew was desperate to sell it because he needed the money.
I mean, wow, how much? I mean, these people literally get free money from a tree. I call the UK people like the tree because they keep on paying them for little to nothing that they're doing. But how come he's always in need of money? What is going on? And this is, I mean, everything that I look back, I don't know which video is that. It's one of my PYTE videos where I said anti-Semitism came about. It's because they were, the royals in the UK were borrowing money from Jews. And then when it's time to pay the Jews back, they create that thing, anti-Semitism, to for them, you know, they throw them out of the country and all of that. I don't remember how it went fully, but this is the part that I remember. Is that how anti-Semitism started? Because they always in need of money. What the hell are they doing where they need money all the time? Have they learned from the past where they could adjust themselves and say, oh, if I'm living this lavish lifestyle, okay, maybe I could cut back. If I have 2 cars, let me use 1 car. Okay, if I have this, I could cut it and that. But they never learn. They want to keep that lifestyle. They, like I said in other videos, they're not living their true self. They're living for other people to show people that they have, but they don't. I mean, well, in some shape or form they do, but they want to show so much more than they actually have. Whatever they have right now, based on getting taxpayers' money and stuff like that, it's more than majority of people, but they want to show explicit, to the exponential amount that they have, where they have to borrow money. This is This is a disease. This been going on for centuries. I even covered it in one of my videos. That anti-Semitism started with them because they were borrowing money from Jews who were pretty good at saving money and control their money and stuff like that. So they kept borrowing from the Jews. When it's time to pay back, they do that anti-Semitism, throw them out of the country and all of this. I don't know where I came across it, and I remember it. All right, so let's continue.
I think it had been on the market for several years.
Quite remarkably, he managed to sell it to a Kazakh billionaire who not only bought it, but bought it for £3 million over the asking price.
The buyer was the son-in-law of the former Kazakh president. He paid £15 million for the property, despite then apparently leaving it empty for 8 years.
What?
Not a brick of it remains to this day. It was bulldozed to the ground.
Wow.
It was later reported that Andrew had tried to help the Kazakh oligarch become a client of Coutts, the bank used by the royal family.
Oh my God.
And the controversy kept on coming. It appeared that the prince simply didn't care what people thought.
Wow.
From his meetings with Colonel Gaddafi's son to holidays with a convicted Libyan gun smuggler.
He seems to delight in these relationships, and it's said it's because he's very much drawn to power and wealth.
You know, he didn't care because he knows there's no consequences. There's no consequences. So that's why he keeps on doing the thing that he did. Look at, they asked the Met Police to do investigation on his nonsense with, it's not nonsense, it's serious allegation with, the sex allegation and stuff like that. His thing is clean slate, nothing. So he never been reprimanded for his behavior. And then the thing that he's doing, it's really putting the country in danger because of the position of his family.
But one of Andrew's friendships would prove more damaging than them all.
I mean, this is so much more serious than Randy Andy, Air Miles Andy. This is a criminal case.
Wow. And the thing we have to remember as well is that the British removed themselves from the EU. So if they are in trouble as a country, EU's not gonna back them up, all right, like they do as an ally, because they decided to get themselves out of there. So they're gonna have to protect themselves by themselves. All right, they isolate themselves. This is why I was looking at a bigger picture of things. So all of those dealings that they're doing is isolating UK, and they were trying to do that with the US too. When Trump was in power, what did he do? Remove the US to all of those European Union deal, this kind of thing, the Accord deal, all sort of things. Is to isolate those two superpowers. But the voters in the US see something completely different. But the UK people, their last chance after is it the early 2021 election or late 2021, whatever it was, never got themselves out. So they're isolating themselves even more. Oh my God, I'm already past an hour and I have one more tweet to share. Let's go to it. This one took a long one. All right, let's see it. Prince Andrew's lawyer argued Virginia Giuffre's sexual assault claim against him can proceed as she agreed a $500,000 deal with Jeffrey Epstein in 2009 not to sue anyone connected to the now dead pedophile who could be seen as a potential defendant. That's BBC reporting. All right, so she continued. Okay, and the document just released, Ms. Giuffre agreed to release a quit, satisfy, and forever discharge, and quote, Epstein, quote, and any other person or entity who could have been included as a potential defendant, end quote. Ms. Giuffre is suing Prince Andrew in a civil case for allegedly sexually assaulting her when she was a teenager. He's consistently denied the claims. Ms. Giuffre's legal team said the terms of the 2009 Florida settlement are irrelevant to her case against the prince, which alleged sexual abuse by him in New York, London, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. from other tweet that I read, where someone and a tweet that I come across who said there's a lawyer in the UK who said whatever the document, the agreement that Virginia had with Epstein will not be seen in the UK. So yeah, it's only good for Florida. But as reading some tweet, other smart people putting their understanding of stuff on Twitter, where they said this kind of agreement sort of nullify because it was illegal act. I think it's in this video. It was illegal act. So this actually more solid than what I was thinking in terms of me saying Prince Andrew claim he never met her and all of this, where this thing, the agreement that Virginia had with Epstein, sort of arranged for said between Virginia and potential defendant and all of that. So he pretty much nullified himself from this because he said he never met her, this kind of thing. All right, so I'm not a legal advice into this, but that was my understanding, my take, my personal take on that. All right, not a educational kind of thing. It's more of a humble opinion. All right, let's read some of the comment. Prince Andrew denies ever having met Virginia Giuffre, so therefore is not covering by the settlement in 2009, as he could not be described as, quote, potential defendant, end quote, as he has nothing to, quote, defend, end quote. His position is contradictory. That's exactly that. I think this is exactly what got this lawsuit started, because he said he never met her. So the thing said, okay, potential defendant, anyone. So if you never met her, you pretty much get yourself out of this, and not get yourself, but insert himself into that lawsuit. All right. Can it really be legal for Epstein to buy protection for literally anyone she might have a complaint against simply because they were within his orbit? And I think that's what that agreement was. That's exactly why that agreement was, because when I read it, it's in video 1, season 2, video episode 1. It pretty much covered every potential basis that may arise, including medical issues or any potential person that may come aboard and all of that. So if Andrew did not open his mouth, I don't think this case would have been brought. Then again, there's that other thing I just saw within a tweet, so which pretty much said this was some sort of a sex trafficking kind of situation. It's not valid under the law. All right, let's see. But that was in Florida, not the UK, and also that was Florida, not in New York. Okay, the list of potential defendant appears is still omitted. Royalty and academics are presumably listed somewhere. See. All right, they didn't put, because they got people from all over. I read the document, so I'm not going to go through it. All right. So what is unlawful agreement anyway? If it's silencing criminal activity, how Epstein ended up being criminally tried anyway, as his deal with a previous prosecutor was unlawful on a similar basis. Yep, 1,000 miles away from innocent. If he generally had no case to answer, he would have been on the first plane to the U.S. shout about it. This just compound his guilt. Yep. Okay, ask yourself why such terms were indeed. Exactly. Okay, I thought Andrew Windsor had denied having connection with Epstein. There's picture all over with in Central Park and all of that. If this affects you, contacts me at blah blah blah. Okay, in my view, the case should be heard. Let the evidence decide. If a fair trial, we should hold back now. Okay, this is perfectly normal. I mean, who hasn't had to use a technicality to avoid being charged for sexual assault? I don't know why folks are making such a fuss. But guess what? He's the one who's into that thing, but he was enjoying himself. All right, let's do a prayer. I'm way past an hour. I'm 1 hour and 15 minutes. Let's do another prayer. Prayer for how do you call this? When you want things to be done. Let's do fair trial. Okay, fair trial. I don't know. I was thinking more deeper, but I can't come off the word. All right. So there's no side prayers. Let's go to image. What can we have here? Let's do this one. All right. Perseverance, Prayer, godly trust. Father, your word is trustworthy and worthy of all praise. Your word is true and your promises are faithful. When difficulties strike fear in my heart, I know I can come to you for help. I entrust my life to you. I need not be afraid, for there is nothing any mere human can do to me. When troubles come, please remind me to always trust you. When difficulties arise, teach me to continually depend on you. When the challenges ahead seems overwhelming, carry me through your grace. Amen. All right, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. You want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link in the description. You could donate. Or if this video is monetized, at some point it will. Right now, it's not. Just watch the commercials. That will help me. And also, thank you for your support. Alright, so the next video that I will do, which is not today, maybe tomorrow, because I need to start editing. I don't want to pile a whole bunch of video. I will be creating video for Pure YTE. That will be my season 3, episode 1. So now I'm going to start putting the season into season and episode on the other one. The last 2 years, I was not doing it, and it would be too hard for me to go back and title them. So now I'm starting a new year, brand new video. So I'll start as season, whatever season that I am, since the channel Pure YTE started, and then I'll start putting the season numbers and episode. Someone had mentioned it to me in one of my videos, but at the time when they mentioned it to me, I was too far in the middle of the year for me to go back to record and change name and stuff like that. So yeah, your criticism have helped me. All right. So, and when I started this channel, I started with that same mindset, but with Pure YTE, it was too hard, too many videos for me to go about to start numbering them. All right. So that's it. This is what I mean by constructive criticism. So that was a good constructive criticism that I learned. All right. So that's it.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.